Welcome to the Colorado Integrated Food Safety Center of Excellence specimen collection video. This video will demonstrate how to collect, package, and transport stool specimens as part of a foodborne or enteric disease outbreak in Colorado. Before an outbreak occurs, make sure you are familiar with the specimen collection kit and ensure supplies are not expired and the kit is fully stocked. A specimen collection kit should include specimen collection containers, supplies for ill persons, and packaging and transport supplies. Common specimen collection containers include Amy's swab tubes, bulk stool containers, and ova and parasite vials. The Amy's tube is used to collect stool for culture of Salmonella, Shigella, E. coli, Campylobacter, Yersinia, Vibrio, and other bacterial species. Amy's swabs can be used to get a specimen from the bulk stool or in some situations for rectal swabs. Amy's tubes contain transport media which preserves stool specimens. Once stool is collected on the swab and the swab is inserted into the tube should be refrigerated until shipped but should not be frozen. Specimens for bacterial culture must be received at the lab within 72 hours of collection. Before using the Amy's swab, make sure the tube has not expired. Then label the tube with the patient's name, specimen type, and collection date. Bulk stool containers are used for the collection and transport of stool specimens to the laboratory for identification of viral agents or toxins, including norovirus, Staphylococcus aureus toxin, Bacillus cereus toxin, and Clostridium perfringens toxin. Stool specimens are also used for primary culture isolation of enteric pathogens. This container does not have transport media. Specimens should be refrigerated until shipped but should not be frozen. Specimens must be received at the lab within 72 hours of collection. Label the container with the patient's name, specimen type, and collection date. The ova and parasite containers are used to collect stool to test for enteric parasites, including Giardia, Cryptosporidium, Cyclospora, and Microsporidia. Both containers contain liquid media and both are used to collect the specimen. Specimens must be kept at room temperature. Do not refrigerate or freeze these specimens. Before using the tubes, make sure the tubes have not expired, then label the tubes with the patient's name, specimen type, and collection date. Patient will need supplies to provide a specimen, including an instruction sheet, rubber gloves, a plastic stool collection hat or newspaper, plastic spoons, a trash bag to discard used supplies, and the appropriate collection container or tube with the label already filled out. For specimen packaging, you'll need a completed CDPHE Test Requisition Form 270-271 for each specimen. You will need to place the Amy's swab tubes, OMP vials, or bulk stool container into a biohazard bag. Each specimen should be placed in its own biohazard bag. Please do not place multiple specimens into a single bag. In each biohazard bag, you should also place an absorbent cloth in case the specimen container leaks or breaks during transport. The Test Requisition Form 270-271 can be folded and placed in the outside sleeve of the biohazard bag for each specimen. The biohazard bag should then be placed into a container, such as a box or insulated cooler, with packing material to keep the specimen from moving around. If you are sending bulk stool, cold packs should be placed in the container. Amy's swab tubes can be shipped at room temperature, but they must be refrigerated before shipping. If you are shipping the specimens to the CDPHE lab through the mail or package delivery services such as FedEx, the container should then be placed into a shipping box secured with packing tape, a shipping label, return address, and biohazard sticker. Label the box Diagnostic Specimen UN 3373. If you're shipping the specimens to the CDPHE lab via courier service, you typically do not need a shipping box, but you should ensure that the container has clear instructions on where the specimens are being delivered. To order lab supplies, call 303-692-3074 or order online using the link below. Before sending specimens for testing, you must obtain testing approval and an outbreak code from the EPI section at the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. To get approval and an outbreak code, call 303-692-2700. We're working on a point source foodborne outbreak of unknown etiology. Case X provided a bulk stool specimen using the kit and instructions provided. Since we don't know the etiology, we're submitting bulk stool and an Amy's swab so the CDPHE lab can test for bacterial and viral agents as well as toxins. Let's do an Amy's swab and package both specimens for transport to the CDPHE lab. First, I'll put on my gloves. We'll start with an Amy's tube. First, before transferring the stool into the tube, make sure the label on the tube is filled out with the case's name, specimen type, and collection date. Fill out the CDPHE Test Requisition Form 270, and remember you will need a separate form for each specimen, even if multiple specimens came from one patient. Remove the clear cap from the top of the tube and discard. Insert the swab into the collected stool, completely coat, then insert the swab into the transport media in the tube. Close the tube tightly. Remember, the lab will not test any leaking or damaged specimens, so take extra caution that the tube is tightly closed. Wash your hands thoroughly. To package an Amy's tube, place the tube in a biohazard bag with an absorbent cloth. Close the biohazard bag securely and place the Test Requisition Form 270 in the side pocket of the biohazard bag. Place the bag into a container, such as a box or insulated cooler, with packing material. A manifest itemizing all of the contents of the container is optional as long as the Test Requisition Form 270 is included with each specimen. However, a manifest does ensure that the lab received everything that was shipped. If you're shipping specimens to the CDPHE lab through the mail or package delivery service such as FedEx, the container should then be placed in a shipping box secured with packing tape and a shipping label. The return address and biohazard sticker should be placed on the box. Label the box Diagnostic Specimen UN3373. For bulk stool, label the bulk stool container with the case's name, specimen type, and collection date. Even though this bulk stool specimen is from the same case as the Amy's swab, you must fill out a separate Test Requisition Form 270. Use a plastic spoon to transfer 3 to 4 tablespoons of stool into the specimen container. Place the lid securely on the container. Wash your hands thoroughly. To package the bulk stool specimen, place the specimen container in a biohazard bag with the Test Requisition Form 270 in the side pocket of the biohazard bag. Close the biohazard bag securely. Place the biohazard bag in the insulated shipping container with a cold pack, a manifest, and packing material. If you're shipping the specimens to the CDPHE lab through the mail or package delivery service such as FedEx, the container should be placed in a shipping box secured with packing tape and a shipping label, return address, and biohazard sticker on the box. Label the box Diagnostic Specimen UN 3373. If you're shipping the specimens to the CDPHE lab via courier service, you typically do not need a shipping box, but you should ensure that the container has clear instructions on where the specimens are being delivered. Courier service is the preferred method of delivering specimens to the lab. For courier service, call 303-692-3086. A courier map, schedule, and brochure can be found on the website displayed below. If using a shipping company that requires a street address, send to Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, Specimen Receiving, Laboratory Services Division, 8100 Lowry Boulevard, Denver, Colorado, 80230-6928. If using the U.S. Postal Service, send to Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, Specimen Receiving, Laboratory Services Division, P.O. Box 17123, Denver, Colorado 80217. For any questions about packing or shipping specimens, call the CDPHE lab at 303-692-3480.